Tonight is the yortzeit of Chacham Alfieh, Chacham Yitzchak Alfieh. There's two of them, and we'll talk about both of them for a moment. First of all, we have a picture here because they're our relative. Now let's refer to a picture that I have over here so we can talk about them. Now, this is Rabbi Alfieh, the grandfather. This is whose yortzeit it is today. Now, he had a son, Yaakov. This is from the Aleppo book. And this rabbi is his son over here in the end, Chacham Yaakov. Yaakov Chaim Yisrael Rafael. And then his son is in the middle, who's again Yitzchak Alfieh. And he's also the famous picture, when you see him older, that he wrote a book, many books, but he wrote this book here, and his picture's inside. This way we'll know the difference between the two Yitzchaks, because he was named after his grandfather. So this is the famous one. That's the grandson. Over here, he's young. Now today, I didn't say what today is. Today is Kaf Zayin, 27 of Nisan. As it says in the pages here. See, this is this Yitzchak. He's later on in the year, next to Rosh Hashanah. We'll say his the date also. We'll get to that in a moment. This is just from the book. Now, our Rabbi Yitzchak is this one, and his name is Rabbi Yitzchak Yesha'ya Alfieh. Now, it could be his father's name was Yesha'ya. We don't really know his mother's name, so if you're going to say L'ilui Nishmato, you could just say Rabbi Yitzchak Yesha'ya Alfieh, like that. That's how he's known. And he was the chief shochet at the time, like it writes a little bit over here, and a very holy man. Now, who was he? Who was Rabbi Alfieh? The grandfather, meaning. So again, grandfather, son, who's named after his grandfather. Now, as far as our family is concerned, so this picture here you have our grandma and Grandpa Levi, Grandma Molly, Grandpa Sam. This is his parents here, Ezra and Latife. Now, Grandma's parents are here. So you have Nizha and Yaakov. Now, Nizha is the daughter of this Rabbi Yitzchak, whose yortzeit is today, the older man, the older rabbi. That's his daughter, and she took care of him when he was old and on his last few years in Eretz Yisrael. Then she moved to America. And she had the two boys. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Ezra. This is Ezra and Latife, with their son getting married in the middle. This is Max, Grandpa Sam's brother Max. Alehem Shalom. Now their children is here, these two. This is Joe, Uncle Joe, who lived next to Ahava ve'achva, Joe Meborach. And Irving, Uncle Irving, who's a Yitzchak also. Now this Uncle Irving, he passed away the same date as Rabbi Yitzchak, the grandson, which again is in Elul, a few days before Rosh Hashanah. I forgot exactly when, I don't see it written here. I think it was either the 24th or 26th. Maybe it was 26 if I remember. It should say it right here as I look real quickly in his biography. But it's not coming right out. Oh, 26. You could think of the name of God, 26 of Elul. So they say the two Yitzchak cousins, because they're cousins, are learning together in heaven. And sometimes the family, they make Yortzeit classes on that day. Now, Rabbi Yaakov, who's the son in the middle, not in the middle, meaning the middle of the two, not in the picture, in life, meaning this one, Rabbi Yaakov. So he's famous for his Yortzeit. That's on the 23rd of Shevat. And he's the one that it says, if you say Patach Eliyahu Navi, and you make a request, he will go and ask Hashem on your behalf for your request, if you ever heard that before. In Israel, they talk a lot about these Alfiehs. Now, our grandpa Yitzchak Yesha'ya, because this is now Grandma Molly's grandfather, because Nizha, the mother, of course, the two boys we said, but the girl, Molly, because she's getting married. So she's the mother, and her father is the rabbi. So that's Grandma's grandfather, is whose Yortzeit is today. The others are just one's a nephew and then one's a cousin, because it goes like that, son and son. So we're not really related to the other Yitzchak Alfieh. We're just a cousin, but this one, we are directly a grandchild of him. Now, what's interesting is the whole story of World War II that's in this book here that we showed. They bring in the beginning, the story on page 45, I believe. Let me just get it a second. 42. It says about the El Alamein war, the battle with the Rommel, and then the whole famous story. I don't want to get into it now. They have an English version too. Maybe we'll talk about it another time. And he said certain prayers with the people, Tanit Dibur, and he saw a light over the grave of Abu Hatzera in Egypt that he went to visit, because he told him, visit me in a dream, he said to go to him. And then the battle was lost in El Alamein, and the whole German army was already on the downhill. And that's where they lost from that. So we attribute, the rabbis attribute, and Rabbi Alfieh said he saw a light over Abu Hatzera's grave at the time, almost to say, because of what we did here, and we prayed, and we stayed and did Tanit Dibur with the minyan of rabbis, we ended the war. We saved everybody. And he didn't get into the Middle East to go to Israel. So it's like in the zechut of the Alfieh, Yitzchak Alfieh, what he did. This is the grandson Alfieh. And it says here in the book, there's a story, just to show how it is here. See, it says, El Alamein, and Bimei HaMilchama Olamot HaShniya, Olamid, the Second World War, and Rommel. So they bring the story in there. So what's fascinating is, today's Yortzeit, listen to this, Kaf Zayin of Nisan, the people, whoever picked it to be Holocaust Day, Yom HaShoah. Now, it may not be that they celebrate it, just like Yom HaAtzmaut. If there's a Friday or Saturday involved, Shabbat, they make it earlier. But the designated day is Kaf Zayin, is today. Now, who picked that? Could it be from Shamayim, of course? Heaven, Hashem, picked the day of Alfieh, who's the grandfather, who the grandson, everything he learned really is, from his father and his grandfather. He's the one who saved us and saved the war and ended the war. So the war time to remember it fell on his day, on his Yortzeit. How amazing is that? It's almost like Hashem showing that it was because of Alfieh that the war ended. And it landed on his day. What's the chances Yom HaShoah lands on Grandpa Alfieh's Yortzeit? And we say, him and his grandson, because he's always with them even in spirit, is what helped end the war. So that's another little piece of a puzzle that Hashem is telling us, maybe to validate the story, that it wasn't his merit that the whole thing ended. And so it's a big zechut. So if you want to say, request to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in the merit of, again, Grandpa Alfieh, Yitzchak, Yesha'ya, so it would be a very good thing to do. Bezat Hashem will have all our requests answered.